Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, it's either looking real good for Pooh Shiesty or something ain't looking right at all. However, as much as they tried to make it seem like Pooh Shiesty, along with his father and Memphis rapper CEO Big30 was cooked, well, now the feds are saying that they don't even have enough evidence, and this case may be over before trial even starts. They went from claiming to have surveillance footage, eyewitnesses, surveillance taken from street cameras, along with one of the vehicles used in the crime belonging to one of the suspects. Then they also claimed that they linked Pooh Shiesty himself to the robbery due to his ankle monitor, as well as the same items that were stolen being posted on social media as the defendants decided to flaunt them on social media. And now they're saying, well, we just don't have enough evidence, and people are saying that's why we witnessed Pooh Shiesty's father get released from jail, to now another co-defendant within this case, Big30, getting released as well. Well, the next question is this: if there's not enough evidence, then shouldn't Pooh Shiesty be released along with them? And if y'all don't have enough evidence, would they still pursue going to trial knowing that they don't have enough evidence? Now I find it crazy because the feds don't usually come for you unless they have enough evidence to do so. So this is why I say something may be a little off about this. However, we'll just have to wait and see how it play out. Now I don't know if maybe Pooh Shiesty's federal parole is the reason he's not out yet, because we don't know if catching this new case made them violate his federal parole, and maybe he'll have to do a few months. For y'all that don't know, whenever you're on parole or probation, they tell you not to have any police contact, which means that if you do get arrested and they process you, they can now violate your parole or probation and send you back to jail. Now, some POs will let it slide and only violate you if you're found guilty, while others don't care and they will violate you simply just for catching a new charge, period. It's really up to their discretion. Now, as far as this goes, if they're saying that they don't have enough evidence, could people still label Gucci Mane a snitch? Because if he did in fact snitch, that'll be all the evidence that they need when he had to testify about what happens in court. But if he didn't snitch, then maybe this is the reason why they may not have enough evidence to carry on with what's going on. Or maybe they just don't have enough evidence against CEO Big30 and their father, but they do know exactly what they want to charge Pooh Shiesty with. I don't know. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the feds claim Big30 was the one that not only barricaded the door to stop anyone from coming in during the robbery, but he also was the one who handed Pooh Shiesty the AK-47 style firearm, allegedly, and also recorded Gucci Mane signing the contract, forcing Gucci Mane to also say that Pooh Shiesty has been released. But as they say, they have to prove that no matter what anyone says. Now, for y'all that don't remember what's going on, well, Pooh Shiesty and Big30, along with 9 others, will be accused of kidnapping Atlanta rapper Gucci Mane and force him to sign Pooh Shiesty off his 1017 music label in January of this year. According to reports, Gucci Mane, his security, his cameraman, and others would meet up with Pooh Shiesty, his father, and Big30 for what he thought was a regular meeting concerning his contract. And it was, he just didn't expect it to go the way that it did. Pooh Shiesty would ask Gucci Mane to sign a document stating that he's now released from 1017, which would terminate his contract. Gucci Mane, of course, declined to sign it, and that's when all hell broke loose. Prosecutors say Big30 would give Pooh Shiesty an AK-47 style firearm, in which Shiesty was visibly agitated, pointed it at Gucci Mane, and demanded him again to sign that contract. Pooh Shiesty's father was present, and while signing, he told Gucci Mane to make sure he dated it as well. Big30 proceeded to record the occurrence as he stood by the door to secure it, and then he also told Gucci Mane to say that Pooh Shiesty was released from 1017, allegedly. Now, in the midst of everything going on, Gucci Mane was stripped of his jewelry, including his wedding ring, watch, earrings, and cash. His engineer was also robbed of his jewelry in the process, and his jewelry was supposed to be the one that ended up on social media sported by the suspect. Pretty much everybody that was with Gucci Mane that day got robbed in the studio in Dallas, Texas. Now, as y'all know, shortly after everything transpired, everyone who was involved in the kidnapping/robbery would be arrested, charged, and indicted. Pooh Shiesty, of course, was the first one to try to seek bond, which was denied back in April. CEO Big 30 initially had his bond revoked due to prosecutors claiming that he has enough money, making him a flight risk, and he is a danger to the community. They also claim he smashed his cell phone at the time of his arrest, damaging evidence on top of having a very violent past. However, Big 30's lawyer fought for him, and after a few hearings, he was granted a $100K bond after a judge would state that they don't have enough hard evidence that he will in fact be a flight risk or a threat to others. Fast forward to this month of June, we will first see Pooh Shiesty's father get released, which was shocking, but they didn't even give us a reason. All we know is that according to reports, despite the government wanting to keep him detained pending trial, a judge ruled that he is set to be released and removed any temporary stay order delaying his release. Now, as for Big 30, he was given strict conditions and was granted release, but with location monitoring, as he would have to wear an ankle monitor and be on house arrest. However, he will also be able to travel with permission for work, which isn't too bad.
Kayla, it was a packed courtroom for today's hearing.
Yeah, Darcy, and a number of them were family members, loved ones, supporters of Big 30. Ultimately, a judge decided to assign him a $100,000 bail amount with standard bond conditions like a curfew as well as an ankle monitor. But I heard from his attorney, Arthur Horn, who tells me he's expecting an appeal soon.
Here's a young man that has turned his life around and is trying to make something of himself, and unfortunately has gotten himself caught up in a situation that has nothing to do with him.
Rodney Wright Jr., also known as Big 30, was given a $100,000 bail by a federal judge with standard bond conditions. But attorney Arthur Horn says the fight to keep him out of custody isn't over.
Going to file an appeal, and they're going to appeal the judge's decision, and we will have to have another detention hearing in Texas on the same facts, just like you saw today.
Wright is one of 9 men facing federal charges stemming from the alleged kidnapping and robbery of rapper Gucci Mane and others in a Dallas recording studio in January. One of Wright's co-defendants, Memphis rapper Lontrell Williams Jr., or Pooh Shiesty, was signed to Gucci Mane's label 1017 Records. Prosecutors say the incident started when the rapper asked to be released from his recording contract, and Gucci Mane said no. Horn says Big 30 has nothing to do with that.
He has no interest in whether Pooh Shiesty has a contract with 1017 or he doesn't. They're going to make music together regardless.
Horn says he's ready to see how this case plays out in Texas.
I think the interesting thing that we've seen in the last couple of days is that Gucci Mane has come out publicly and said that he's not cooperating with the government.
And it is worth noting that last week we did hear from an FBI agent who said that he had not heard from Gucci Mane either. He also noted that there were no working video cameras inside this recording studio at the time of this incident. Darcy.
Now here's where the court records would give reasoning as to why Big 30's bond was granted and Shiesty's father was released as well. Document will state that there isn't enough sufficient evidence within that case despite trial being underway. Document will state, quote, having reviewed the record developed before Judge Khrushchev, the court determines that the government has not met their burden of proof with respect to either danger to the community or flight risk. First, Wright is alleged to have retrieved a bag containing firearms that enabled the initial armed coercion in this offense. He also allegedly physically barricaded a door in the recording studio to trap the victims inside and recorded the coerced signing of the contract release paperwork. The government suggested that Wright was armed during the incident, resulting in these charges but lacked clear and convincing evidence to support this allegation. The court agrees with the government that the nature and circumstances of the charges against Wright and the weight of evidence against him are very serious. However, the remaining section 3142 factors favor a release. Wright is 26 years old, lives with his father, and has 4 children that he actively parents and supports financially through his employment as a recording artist with Endless Entertainment. His criminal history is minimal. Wright received a charge of reckless endangerment and unlawful possession of a weapon for discharging a firearm on New Year's Day when he was 18 years old that resulted in judicial diversion and 1 minor driving offense in Mississippi. Wright has never been convicted of a felony or a violent crime. there are no facts in Wright's history to suggest that he is a flight risk. Therefore, Wright's history and characteristics does not support pre-trial detainment. Now, as I always say, y'all, it's not what you know in the court of law, it's what you could prove. There's a lot of allegations against Pooh Shiesty, Big 30 and others, but they're still going to have to prove that all of this actually took place. Right now, all these people know is what the victims told them, but hearsay doesn't hold up in court, so unless it's concrete evidence, I don't know what may come out of this, but it's interesting to see. Now, also keep in mind when it comes to this document, I see a lot of people saying things like, oh, case over, these guys will be walking free. That's not what it means. It seems like they're referring to the evidence of keeping these guys detained, not necessarily evidence within the case, right? So a lot of people got it misconstrued. They're saying, well, if there's no evidence, why is this one still locked up? How do they lock him up? Why is trial still going on? It seemed like they're just talking about pre-trial detainment, not the case itself. Now, when it comes to Pooh Shiesty, I know it's probably different for him because he may not be released due to the fact that he's on federal parole. So they can't just release him because he caught a new charge. And I'm not saying they violated him, but he will be more considered a flight risk than anybody else. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Are you tired of a bunch of social media gurus promising you results with their course, but all they do is take a bunch of information off YouTube and Google, then sell it to you? Well, look no further. Our YouTube Tips and Tricks Masterclass course comes equipped with SEO tips and tricks, along with methods we use to growth hack our YouTube channel. It also includes step-by-step ways to publish your video before uploading to guarantee a great SEO score, therefore your videos can rank and be shown to a bigger audience. Views and subscribers don't come by luck, and just how YouTube have an algorithm, you should have one as well that can guarantee you results. We're doing websites and softwares we personally use to generate money creating Faces YouTube channels. If you also would like to skip the process and just buy other pre-built accounts, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, we also threw that in there for you too. We went through trial and error, so you don't have to. Click the link in the description or the comments and get started today.